on this computer.
3, 3, 0. 3, 3, 0. 3, 3, 0. 3, 3, 3.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Akron's hottest and fastest growing show, 3 Throw to Go. I'm your host, Hank Forrester, coming to you live from inside home quarantine stakeout studios. And I am with the entire team from I Talk, You Talk, We Talk Sports. This is all Joe's idea, even though he is wearing a Tom Brady jersey. We're going to give him a pass on that one. He is wearing New England gear, but here we are tonight to talk about the upcoming 2020 Browns schedule. Tonight, folks, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. We're going to play the schedule game. Let's have a big round of applause for all of the guys that are joining us here tonight. All right, so unmute yourselves. I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to monitor and direct traffic. Unmute yourselves, and everybody introduce yourselves, and let everybody know who you are.
Well, I'm your host, Joe Harris. You guys have met me a couple times here. I'm the Patriots fan. I'm the one wearing the nicest gear that's in this whole entire lobby right now. You guys should see everyone's heads going yes right now.
I'm Andy.
Got the crickets
I'm
on
Andy. I'm Andy. I'm also from Akron, man. I'm a diehard Cleveland Browns fan. Obviously, diehard Cleveland anything. So, I'm here to just have some fun tonight. Let's get it going, guys.
Go ahead and bless them then.
I'm Drew Roberts, and I am all Cleveland, all day, all night, all year, baby. You already know. Woo!
I'm Kai. I grew up in Jersey, so I'm a New York fan. Go Giants.
What?
And I hope the Browns do well, but we'll see what's up.
What?
Last but not least, I'm Joe Latch Attack, lawyer, Esquire, what have you. You cut me open, brown and orange bleeds out. So let's do this.
I'm just living the dream.
What about Hefe?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We may have lost
MIA.
him.
Them aliens came back for him. They got him.
I was just going to say those aliens got him again, man. Every time.
I'm not even going to worry about it. Somebody get a hold of him. Text him.
Jeff's
right,
a fighter. He'll be back.
That's right. All right, so, folks, right now we're going to get into it. I'm going to bring it up behind me. Let's see if this works. And we're going to be talking about the upcoming Brown schedule. Now, I don't want to say I've been down in the dumps. I've been, what's the word, distracted? I mean, it's been 2 months now where sports just wasn't like a thing on the 3-3 to go radar. You guys are doing your thing. We announced this big – would you stop, son? We announced this big yeah, it's a Zoom call, right? It's a quarantine Zoom call, so I got people are all around me. We announced this big deal. I talk, you talk, we talk sports. Here we go. And then what happens? 2 weeks later, no sports. It's like, oh, my God. All right, so I'm going to bring this up behind me. There it is. All right, so we got the 2020 Browns schedule, and we're just going to kind of work our way through. I'm going to keep track. I'm going to write you guys' predictions down. I have this thing. This is called a notepad, okay, for all you youngsters out there.
What?
And this is a pen. So we're going to use a pen and a notepad to write down the W or L and just keep track, all right? So it's your show. Joe, take us away.
First, I'm going to start by saying I found one of those things that you say you were going to write with under the dirt a couple days ago. It was like all fossilized and everything. It was weird. No, but yeah. So obviously we're going to go ahead and go over the schedule. I imagine Jeff will get dropped back off by the aliens here sometime soon. I did go ahead and
We'll
shoot
do
him
it
a
live.
text. What? So let's honestly just go ahead and kick into it. Week 1, we have the Ravens. That game is a 1:00 game. It looks like it is in Baltimore. Honestly, my pick on that is very, very simple. I've actually had some arguments about this already. This is going to be a blowout by the Browns. They are going to beat the Ravens by 14 points. It's going to be the start of their season that we should have saw last year. And that's going to coast all the way. And you guys will hear my prediction for the entire record at the end, and it'll make sense with this beginning.
All right.
Well,
oh, my
Go
bad,
ahead,
Andy.
Drew. Go
So-
ahead, bro.
I think what I want to say about this Ravens game, it's the Ravens have revamped even more. They went out and got Queen from LSU to play linebacker. I mean, their defense was already nasty. This is a bad matchup. It's a bad matchup. I don't like Odell's matchup. I don't like Jarvis's matchup. It spells bad news for us in this game 1. I pulled up the matchups, and they got Higgins starting, and Humphrey is across from him, and Marcus Peters is going to be on Odell. In the secondary, my goodness, Earl Thomas, jeez, man, that's a bit much for us. I'm going to say this game's going to be close because it's not like we lack weapons, but I think we take an L week 1, kind of like we did last year.
I'll piggyback off that. So if anybody's been watching the Browns for the past 25 years like me, we know that the Browns are 1-19-1 in season openers. And unfortunately, I think they take a loss here too. They don't get that ship righted, but hey, they could tie. But no, I'm taking an L here, man. Not too excited. I think both teams got a ton to prepare for. The Ravens just came off that devastating loss in the playoffs. So I think they're going to be hungry, man. So I like them to take the win in this one, unfortunately.
Horrible turn of events. Horrible.
What you got, Kai? Unmute, Kai.
I'm going to go Ravens large. They're sour. They're sour grapes, man. And who better to take it on than the old Cleveland Browns, man. I'm sorry to say it, but Ravens, and I'll take the spread plus 10 if you want to give me 5-1 odds right now.
Ooh.
I'll take you on that. I'll take you.
Joe, what you got?
Ooh. I'll say this. The Ravens are going to come out of the gate red hot. They're pissed for 2 reasons. One of their 2 losses last year was by us. We spanked them in their own house. And then second, they should have made it to at least the AFC championship game. I think they know that. So they're coming out with, red hot right out of the gate. I probably say they spank the Browns at home. I don't know about 10 points and the spread, but maybe 10 points.
Jeff, can you hear us? I think he's still there. He's still in the UFO.
He's in a different cloud.
I got us losing. And the only reason I got us losing is because of the circumstances. I honestly think if we had a preseason that was normal and a summer that was normal in order to prepare and to get ready with the new crew, I think we would win that game close. But because of the way it is, and we have no idea what's going to happen and when the NFL is even going to start, how much contact they're even going to have, that team already has an advantage because they're using the same offense with the same coach in the same circumstances, and they're at home, and we're new on everything. So I've got us taking a close loss on that one. All right, moving on. Week 2. Bungles.
Before I go to week 2, am I the only one that chose the Browns to win?
That is correct, sir. You are correct, sir.
Oh, man.
You are correct,
Wrong,
sir.
sir. Wrong.
Yes.
You
Yes.
And then wait. The irony here,
Wow.
the irony is you're the one
All
wearing
right,
all the
week 2.
you're wearing
this
all
is
the
gonna be a-
Patriots gear.
Yeah.
He's the Patriots guy, and he's the one picking the Browns.
Hey, if it makes you guys feel any better.
Oh my God.
Hey, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who New England's playing. I'm picking them to win week 1. So,
Oh yeah.
all right. So Bengals week 2. It's going to be a short week. They are going to
Thursday night, right?
be Thursday night against the Bengals, 8:20. I just think that this is going to be. I'm obviously Burrow starting. This is going to be too much for him to start the season. He's going to be a young quarterback. He's going to be playing against a Browns team that you guys think is going to lose in week 1, but I think they're going to ride that high still in week 2, and they're going to start the season 2-0.
Okay. We got a Jeff sighting. We had. There he is. He's in the dark.
Oh, Jeff, give us your week 1 pick real fast. All right, just give us your week 2 pick next time.
ET phone home.
Can ET phone home? Did it work? It's not working. All right. Let's go in the same order. So I think, Drew, you were second.
Yeah. Those good old Bungles. It's so nice to see them on the schedule, twice a year, every year. It's a good time. But it won't be for long because Joe Burrow is the man. I believe in Joe Burrow. That he's going to lead that team. He's got a couple weapons down there already. But still, I'm definitely taking the Browns in this one. So we'll start the season 1-1. As bad as I want to take them 16-0, I have to try and be realistic. I got to protect my name out here. So, but just so everybody is clear, I want it so bad, baby. Let's try to run this table. But we getting Cincinnati. No problem.
Got it.
Drew, I understand the reputation you got to uphold, man, so I appreciate that pick. The Browns definitely win this game. I know it's early in the season, but I think this is a must-win, especially for Baker Mayfield. Primetime game. It'll be the first of Joe Burrow's career. The lights are going to shine real bright on him. The whole country is going to be watching. I think Baker Mayfield outduels him a little bit, and the Browns are 1-1.
Okay.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
We can now. Yay.
Awesome.
Hold on.
Wow.
Here, I'll get you some applause. Jeff has arrived. Real quick, Jeff, what did you have for week 1 on the Ravens?
Week 1, too much Ravens have to prove this year. Lamar's going to prove he's the best player in the league, and they're going to prove they can win a Super Bowl with the best player in the league. So I think they're going to handle the Browns pretty easy.
All right, what's Bengals then? What do you got for Bengals?
Bengals actually, looking at it right away, I said, that's a fluff game. But I legitimately think that this team is a few years away of maybe being a little bit better. I like Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow, actually opposite of Andy, I think Joe Burrow outduels Baker Mayfield, but the Browns win in a shootout.
Okay. Kai, what you got?
I got Browns home opener Thursday night. It's going to be a proverbial shit show there downtown. Great time. Bengals get routed because the Browns need that win. And Joe Burrow, he's going to be the LeBron James, I guess, maybe of Southern Ohio, but that's 2-3 years in the making. So
Okay.
Browns big.
Latch?
I got it close. Thank God that we're playing the Bengals on the short week. But our defensive line is going to eat up Joe Burrow. Their offensive line is absolute garbage. And Baker likes a primetime game. So I think that it's relatively close, maybe 7-10 points, but we take it.
I got the Browns in a complete and total blowout. Home opener, and it's Joe's first game under the lights, big time, and I think he'll wilt like a sunflower in the middle of September. And at the end of the day, I just don't think he'll be ready for that spotlight yet, and that's what Baker thrives on. We know that, and they'll be pissed off coming off a week 1 loss to the Ravens, and I got us starting out 1-1. All right. Then we go back home, and it's the Redskins. What you got, Joe?
Washington.
Joe 1, what you got?
Joe 1. You like the sounds of that, Joe?
Got him.
You call me number 2?
Nothing.
Who does number 2 work for?
Got him.
Sorry.
All right, Washington Redskins at home. Man, are the Redskins even good? Like, what are
No.
Who's their coach?
Giant,
they? Yeah.
the
No,
Giants can beat them.
Who's coaching them, though? I don't even know.
Riverboat Ron.
Vera.
Oh, it's right. It's right. It's Rivera.
Ron Rivera.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about that. The Browns are going to win that. Redskins might win 3 games this year. Of course, watch, that'll be the one that they win, one of the 3 that they win, just because I call it. But, yeah, no, Browns over Redskins. I don't even have much to say about that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We have to beat the Redskins. Let me tell you what, if we come out 0-3 and lose to the Bengals and the Redskins, Kevin Stefanski's gone by week 4.
Stop.
And we're-
Oh, stop.
Let's
Stop.
not go
Come
down
on.
that road.
I
man.
know, right?
Sounds like a
No.
Cleveland fan, doesn't he?
He's
Ain't
too
that right?
He's too good looking to just fire. Come on.
Right.
Women would lay down. Women would lay down in the road. No way, dude.
He's got quarterback face. If anybody listens to Colin Cowherd, you know
He's-
exactly what I'm talking about.
He's a Just for Men walking commercial. Come on.
Oh my goodness, man! Look, I have to take the win. We're definitely beating the Redskins. Nothing there scares me. Our secondary can handle them. Our run defense is terrible, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine in this game. 2-1, baby. Let's go.
Got it.
I also got the Browns in a win, but I will say, thank God we got Jedrick Wills coming in because, you know, Baker Mayfield is going to face his first big test in Chase Young. Now, they can double team him for sure, but, I mean, he's nobody to sleep on. Nobody to sleep on. Absolutely not. But I still got the Browns taking home the W in week 3.
Yeah, to touch on what Andy said here, there's a lot of Ohio State stuff going on in D.C., and I think it's going to be a lot of Ohio State fans, and they're not necessarily rooting for the Redskins. But anyway, Browns win that one big too. Redskins are garbage.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be this is their standard win that an improving team should take care of, and I think that it's going to be one of the first ups of the season in many ups and downs, in my view. So I think they go 2-1 and get a little momentum winning their first 2 games at home.
Joe 2?
I was going to say Chase Young might be the best defensive player right out of the get for the Washington Redskins, but he himself cannot stop the stable of weapons that Baker has at his fingertips. Browns torch the Skins through the air. Baker has a huge game. We improved it 2-1.
I checked with the National Weather Service and with HARP, the people that control the weather, and this is going to be a really bad weather game. So I've got us actually running for 300 yards between Chubb and Hunt and just completely dominating on the ground because the Skins completely cannot stop the run. And wherever Chase Young is, we'll just run to the other side. And I see Baker throwing for like 110 yards and us running for like 300 and winning like 28-10, something along those lines.
That's what an improving team does. They do all they need to do, and if all they have to do is run the ball to beat that below average team, then that's what they're going to do.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. All right. So what do we got? Week 4.
Week 4, we got the Cowboys in Dallas, the Big D.
Harry World.
Now,
first of all, before we go on, did you guys see Caliendo this week?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was great.
Hilarious.
Jerry Jones was introduced as Cowboys head coach. Jerry Jones. Well, I've been thinking about it in the shower quite a bit lately. I was like, oh my God. All right, moving on.
This one, I'm taking the Cowboys. The Cowboys are really, really, really stacked this year. The only reason I'm going to say that they're a sleeper Super Bowl pick is because the Cowboys are Cowboys, and they'll probably somehow go 13-3 and then lose in the first round, in the first half of the first round game. But, I mean, they have Gallup, Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Zeke. This offense is going to be amazing. Probably too much for Browns defense to keep up with. I don't – especially with it being in Dallas, I don't really see this one necessarily being much of a competition.
So this is the first loss that you're picking?
Yeah, I have them starting 3-0.
Okay. All right.
3-1.
Wow.
Okay. Well, this is a tough one. I just did a podcast the other day, and I basically praised the Cowboys offense the whole time. So we're going to have a big, big problem here. Zeke Elliott's going to be an issue for us. But here's the kicker. If the college season starts when it's supposed to start, that's the same weekend that OU plays Texas. So Baker Mayfield is going to be all emotional, hopped up, especially if OU gets the win. I think if Baker comes out super focused, fired up, ready to go, I think we can beat this team. I hope we can beat them. So I'm going to put it down on paper, on wax, baby. We're getting that W in Dallas.
Woo! Woo! Listen to this guy.
That's really wishful thinking, man, because the Big D, that's the biggest stage in football. And the game is full of big names, big coaches, big owners. This is the big-time stage. And you know what? I just don't think the Browns are ready to step up to that yet. And hopefully, on your point there, Drew, hopefully Baker's more of a pro this year and doesn't let the outcome of his college game. He can be happy and sad about it, but that shouldn't be his motivation to go down to Dallas and beat the Cowboys.
He's an emotional guy. He lets it all hang out, man. He's going to be feeling some kind of way.
He's taking on Dallas, the Cowboys.
All right.
They can't beat them.
Got it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Zeke, he's going to run all over the Browns. I don't like to say it, but I don't see us stopping him. And if you've listened to me in the past, I talk about Dak being the engine that makes the car go. I really like the Cowboys this year, not as much as the Browns, obviously, but I think they take home the win in a true kind of homecoming game for Baker Mayfield. I think there might be too much emotion for the kid.
Who's their coach now?
Mike McCarthy.
That's what I thought. Just
I don't like to talk about the Cowgirls, but I do see them winning this game.
He's wearing his Giants stuff. He's like, the what?
So I don't want to talk about it, but I don't see the Browns doing too well up there, or down there, I should say. And, yeah, that's it.
I was going to say, I think Mike McCarthy's like the Matt Foley of football right now. He's been in a basement for a year, drinking coffee, watching tape, and he's reinvigorated, and he's got a lot of weapons at his disposal. And our run defense has struggled. I don't think it'll improve any much. I think Zeke runs all over us, and I think the Browns have the opportunity to win this game at some point during it, but they're going to find something Brownsian to do, and we are going to lose this one.
You just got Cleveland Browned.
I'm going to go
the worst.
I'm going to go with Drew. What? I got us winning this game, and I'll tell you why. The off-the-field stuff, the Cowboys are a disaster right now. Nobody's under contract. Nobody's been extended. You got a brand new coach coming in, and everybody's going to be playing for their contract year, and nobody's going to – they're like in the same situation like kind of like the Browns are in. New coach, won't have time to gel and like work with their new stuff. And then there's all this stuff about McCarthy. Like, is he this old school guy? And now you're going to interweave him with this Dak kid that's like this new school thought process. I got the Browns winning this game close. So, all right. So right now, we're one quarter of the way through the season. Here's the kicker. I got us 3-1. Joe 1's got us 3-1. Drew's got us 3-1. Jeff's got us 2-2. Kai's got us 2-2. Andy's got us 2-2, and Latch has us 2-2 right now. All right. So who we got next?
We have the Colts. So that is a 4:30 game, and that is home. Phillip Rivers, man. The Colts are an interesting team. They were kind of like right there before everything with Andrew Luck, and then last year was pretty mediocre with Jacoby. I don't know. To me, it's a toss-up, and I said I was gonna throw a little random wild card on this whole thing today. So I'm gonna say that game's gonna be our tie of the season. That's the tie right there. The Browns are gonna. I'm gonna have them starting off 3-1-1.
Tie.
Wow, that's
Come on, man.
That's a cop-out.
that's so
I gotta
crazy.
play a sound effect. I don't even know what to do for
Yeah,
that one.
figure something out for that one.
What the?
The price is right.
Hold
Bum.
With RuPaul. Hey, you know what? I think as far as our predictions for this season, I think this is where
Sorry, Jeff. Go.
yeah, look, I think this Colts game is actually where my view on the way the season's is going to differ a little bit from you guys, because 2-2 going into this game, we're going back home after getting our butts kicked by Dallas, and this should be a winnable game. And I think that this is the first time of the year that the Browns actually do a little bit of Brownsing, and they do something. Bad penalty, a turnover, something, and Phillip Rivers figures out a way to win this game, and the Browns sit 2-3 after.
Got it.
I think the Browns start to hit their stride in week 5, man. I really see that they're playing an afternoon game. There's going to be lots of fans. Well, hopefully lots of fans in the stadium. We don't know if that's a reality yet. But there's going to be lots of eyes in this game. And this is kind of like a trap game. A lot of people will pick this as a loss, but I'm going to take it as a win here. I think Nick Chubb is a workhorse in this game. The Colts have a decent front 4, front 7, but I like our running game to really carry us to a victory in this game.
Kai?
I got the Browns winning a game at home.
You're getting photobomb, man.
I think the Colts are going to be garbage this year, as they have been for the past 7. So,
all right. Drew?
I like my donut.
Yeah. So, I know this is Jeff's squad now. This is Jeff's. This is Hefe's favorite team this year. Even
Surprise
maybe more
team. Surprise team.
than the Bears. Oh, your surprise team. Oh, okay. Well, no, just on principle, we're definitely getting this win. Our backfield is too much for them. The Colts defense really slipped last season. They went from top 5 to I think 18. So I don't think the slide continues. I think they've found where they're going to be at defensively for a while, and I think they're okay with that, surprisingly enough. I think we go in there and we get it done. We score just enough points. It'll be kind of a shootout, but we'll get the job done.
Latch.
I really don't know what Phillip Rivers has in the tank. I don't think any of us know. I don't think, the same can be said for T.Y. Hilton, who had a down year last year. Indy has a great backfield, but the thing is, though, is that if we can go up quick early in the game, they're going to have to throw. I think that's what the game plan should be, because you can't, make a comeback running the ball in the NFL these days. I like the Browns this one, 10 points or so. And I hope we get to win, because I'm going to be in attendance for sure this one.
Piggybacking off what you said, I think Rivers will be out already by this point in the season. I think Brissett will be starting, and I think he's going to beat us. I think Jacoby is a better quarterback right now at this moment than Phillip Rivers, physically. and I know that's a hard reach. But I think that I think Rivers goes down week 3 or so, maybe week 4, gets a little nagging injury like a hamstring or something that old people get, and then Brissett ends up starting and he beats us. So I got us with a loss on this one. All right, who we got next there, Joe? Let me move.
I need you to play yourself a sound for that one. Jacoby Brissett.
Joe liked it.
All right, I'll cricket myself. All right, there we go. All right. So Steelers week 1, Steelers round 1. Lots of anger. Lots of anger coming into this game, right? Let me move my armpit. There we go. Steelers. You're up, Joe.
Miles,
Joe 1.
Myles Garrett is going to go ahead and go 2 for 2 and hit Ben Roethlisberger in the head with a helmet one time. the Steelers are going down, dude. No, the Steelers are going to win this one. The crowd's going to be crazy. They're still upset about this because it's the only thing that they can be upset about because they're not contenders anymore. They're not relevant. The Steelers they're done. I mean, they pretty much spent their whole entire last 5 or 6 years being the little brothers of New England, and now New England is finally. I'm not going to say those words.
If that's the case, why do you haven't beaten us then? If you had to
just because this is their Super Bowl, this is it. Like they have to get their revenge.
Before we go a moment further, if you had to rank the AFC North right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, what do you got?
Baltimore, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati.
Yep.
Which means we have to win 4 or 5 games for that to happen, right?
Hey, remember, I'm the one that had them beating the Ravens.
This is true.
No, really, this is a game that means something to them because they're still upset about what happened last year, and they're going to just use it as motivation. And the only reason I have them winning is because they're playing in Pittsburgh. So,
Drew, what you got?
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. These division games, even though I think Joe got it right as far as the rankings for the AFC North, but really everybody's kind of, I'm not going to say equal when they play each other, but the games are just tougher. We've seen each other play for so long. They, Mike Tomlin's been there with the same scheme for a minute now. These games are just much, much tougher than they should be, even though we are better than they are on paper. I got us taking the L this time. Oof.
Yeah, and I unfortunately have the exact same result, man. And lost here for the Browns. In the last 16 years, the Browns are unfortunately a dismal 0-16 in Pittsburgh. And I just think they're cursed in Pittsburgh for right now. But unfortunately, I think that'll change a little bit in the second matchup with Slam. But I got him taking a loss here.
Yeah, I think that's interesting, Andy, because I see this game as the Browns' spark game, I'm going to call it, because I believe both teams are going to be sitting at 2-3. Big difference between 3-3 and 2-4. Browns are heading in a positive direction. I believe the Steelers are heading in a negative direction. I think that Cleveland goes in there, evens up their record, 3-3, and here goes the little bit of hype that's going to build in Cleveland because we just went into Pittsburgh and won a big game, and we're sitting at 3-3, and everyone's going to be ready to go.
What you got, Kai?
Steelers, you know what we say about those guys around here. They are not winning that game. The Browns will beat them in Pittsburgh. Who's starting at quarterback over there? Who knows? Who knows? Is Big Ben coming back? I don't know. He looks like a big egg on 2 sticks. So I'm going to go ahead and say Browns take that one. I think the defense is going to take it out on whoever's throwing the ball. And I'm going to go ahead and say 6 sacks against whoever's throwing the ball.
6 sacks.
I'm telling you.
All right, Latch, what you got, man?
So I hope that this is the Big Ben farewell tour. I hope it's over by week 8, but his legs still might be fresh for this game. I think that getting over the hump of beating Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, man, that's a high bar to climb. I don't think that we can do it just yet. We'll find a way. We'll be in the game for 3.5 quarters, and the Steelers' rejuvenated D will make a stop, and we'll have some trouble. We lose close, but we still lose.
What did Adrian say to Rocky when she came out of her coma?
Win.
Just win, Rock. Win. Just win. This is it, baby. This is the moment. So I'm 46. I'm guessing I'm the elder statesman on this call right now. Okay.
You're incorrect.
All right. So thank you, Hefe. Thank you, Hefe. All right. So the point is, we have lived through so much turmoil for so many decades. This is the moment. It's this game. We go into Pittsburgh and we destroy Ben Roethlisberger. The dude, have you seen him lately? He looks like the buffets are closed, but he looks like he owns one in his house. Okay,
Yeah,
I mean, dude, how he will ever get back into playing shape, I have no idea. But the point is, this is it. This is the coming out game. By this point, we should be firing on all cylinders. We'll be coming off that loss, by my prediction, to the Colts, and be irritated. And we go 4-2, and that's when the whole season and the whole narrative of Cleveland Browns football will change, and our kids will remember this for 20 years to come. I got us with a win. All right, who we got next? I'll move my head. I'll move my head.
So, by the way, I think the only person that knows what that notepad and that pen was, other than you, would be Jeff. So,
thank you, Hefe. Thank you,
Oh
Hefe.
man, now we're on the same page, man.
Literally.
I appreciate you calling me young, Joe.
Oh, I didn't forget about you, Skeletor.
I'm moving.
But
Not so many
Is it
words.
Bengals again? Back to the Bengals?
Yeah.
Back to the Bengals.
Ooh, trap game.
Can we just cut and paste what I said week 2?
Yes.
Same way. Browns.
Browns, check. Okay.
All right, well, I want to go just because of following you, Hank, on that one. You think that Pittsburgh game is huge, and I agree they're going to win. Everyone's going to be riding high, and they're going to go to Cincinnati, and I think this is their first letdown game. They're coming off that big win. I think they might overlook Cincinnati a little bit here. I just feel like this is one of those games that they might let slip away. It's going to be a sour loss for the city of Cleveland and the team. But as memorable or big of a game as the Steelers you think, Hank, I think that this is going to be the game that will change the season, because it all depends on how they react after losing to the Bengals this week.
You think it's like a coming out game for Joe?
I do. I think he's going to outduel Baker again, and then this time I think he edges him.
Wow.
They need some help on that offensive line before Joe can do some stuff like that, especially against our front four,
Yeah.
man. Especially. Yeah, I'm going Browns, definitely. We sweep the Bengals, but they will not forget the whoopings that we're going to put on them this season, because they're going to be pretty good down the line.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Joe Burrow to do anything while he's trying to play from his back. I think Myles Garrett's going to have a few sacks in this game. This game's right around my birthday. They're coming off a loss, a tough divisional loss. And I only got one wish for my birthday this year, and that's for the Cleveland Browns to go down and lay a Cleveland steamer right on midfield of the Bengals.
Go ahead and bless him then.
Bless them, damn.
Oh, Kai. What you got?
Well, I don't know how to follow that.
He said Cleveland steamer. I don't have a steamer sound effect. I'm sorry.
Thank God you know.
I don't even know what that sounds like.
I think that's what powers
Train horn?
locomotives.
Everybody got a train horn.
Whatever powers locomotives, I think. That is it. Yep. Good call. But yeah, we're going down. We're going down. The only show down there is Mr. Burrow. That's going to be a win for the Browns. I'm going to say big again. I wouldn't doubt if the Bengals go 2-14, 1-15 are the best, and we're through with them. You got to take advantage of that easy schedule. You got to take those wins against teams you got to beat, and I think that's what the Browns have not been doing. And I think this year might be hopefully the year they can start doing that.
Yeah, I was gonna say Baker. What he's best at is finding a way to put a chip on his shoulder. I think by week 7 there might be some talk about Joe Burrow if he has any positive plays or decent plays. They might say, hey, maybe Joe Burrow's on his way up to being the best quarterback in the division. Maybe behind Lamar Jackson. I think that'll put Baker in a position to where he wants to go down there and show him who's boss. And on top of that, as we've discussed, Cincinnati's offensive line is trash. So I figure we're going to get a couple of sacks, and Baker's going to go for a big number on that day, and they beat the snot out of the Bengals in their own house, especially after, Browns are going to be upset after losing on the road to the Steelers. They're going to want to go down to Paul Brown Stadium and show them who the Cleveland Browns really are.
I'll piggyback on that. This is our Remember the Titans game. They don't gain a yard. They don't gain a yard. This is where the pressure on Burrow will be mounting by this point, right? They'll be, like you said, they'll maybe be 2-3, 2-4, 1-5. Who knows what they'll be? He'll have 7 or 8 picks, 3 or 4 touchdowns, and it'll be that mounting pressure on a rookie. And I think he'll try and force a bunch of stuff. This is like a 3 or 4 interception kind of game with like 2 pick sixes. And I got us winning pretty handily down in Bungles country. And more importantly, I can then rub it in the face of all my in-laws because they all live down in the Dayton and Cincinnati area, and they've been messing with me for my entire life. So Bengals lose badly. Moving my head.
All
What do we got next?
Next
Raiders.
up, we have Week 8 against the Raiders at home.
Gruden 16-0.
What are they?
16-0.
Vegas? Las Vegas.
Did you see Caliendo?
Mariota.
16-0.
Yeah. Win.
Win. 16-0. All right.
Are they going to deploy 3 quarterbacks? Who's the guy out there?
Carr.
Mariota.
Mariota. Oh, yeah.
Carr, Mariota. Don't they have a third
was
one?
huge on Mariota when he was coming out of college.
They're going to play
They
all
both
3 of them
suck.
at the same
Who
time.
cares?
If you got 3, it means you don't have 1.
Joe, run this. Keep it going. I'll check back on the wins and losses when I get back. I got to take care of a toddler for 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
All right.
Keep going, Joe.
Well, yeah, I'm taking the Browns on this one. I mean, they should have won that last game too. Remember the one where they picked up 3 first downs and didn't get 1 first down, and they lost the game. Yeah, people don't forget. So that one's going to be a Cleveland Browns win, and that will have me 5-2-1. 5-2-1.
You got to win?
True.
Did you get a win?
Yeah,
Yep.
I got to win.
All right,
Not a
see,
tie.
I was back quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you got them Tyler skills, man. I seen you moving.
Kid 4, man. I know
Yeah,
what I'm
what's
doing.
I'm working on number 6 right now in
Jeez.
the oven.
Dude.
Yeah, well,
I got
small
the
interjection.
stats too.
Hey,
The
I
Mr.
tell
Toddler.
I tell everybody after 3, you're just playing zone defense anyway. It doesn't matter anymore.
Hey,
Oh,
Drew,
is your
it's gotta be
toddler?
time to unplug that oven, man.
My toddler's 4.
Yeah, I'm 48, and my toddler is going to turn 3 in mid-July.
Oh, dude, what the hell were we thinking? I mean,
He's
seriously.
amazing, man.
Oh,
Honey,
man.
Schedule,
no,
Doug?
honey, if you watch this tape, honey, I didn't mean that. We're just talking.
I gotta go with the Browns against the Vegas Raiders. It's gonna be interesting though. It really is because Henry Ruggs is no joke, and he's going to give Denzel Ward problems. Even though Ward's fast, Ruggs is blazing. He's a blazer. That's going to be a struggle. And Derek Carr is pretty good when throwing the ball 20-plus yards. He's not bad. He's right up there with some of the best ones in the league. So that is something to look at. And they did cut us up last year, but I think we're going to remember that. And that's why I'm following Joe on that one. We did pick up 3 first downs that resulted in no first downs. If you don't know what we're talking about, you should go YouTube it because it is outrageous what happened.
Awful.
Anyways,
Just terrible.
You know, whatever it is. I lost a little bit of money on it, so I'm still hurting. So regardless, we're definitely getting that W. I don't think they'll give us too much of a hassle. Our linebackers will be tested though. Our linebackers will be tested in this game, and that's for sure. They got tests before that, but this one's going to be real because they're going to be concentrating in the middle of the field. They're going to attack what they think is our weakest point. So, but I'm taking the Browns.
Yeah, I think the Raiders come to town at a perfect time for the Browns season because this is the last game heading into the bye. They're at home. They can even up the record, and I believe that most people, players, fans, coaches would say, all right, we're sitting at 4-4. Let's go. Not bad. Let's start fresh. We start off the second half with 2 games at home. So it's kind of like a must-win momentum game for the Browns, I think. And I think they easily handle the Raiders and get to 500 before their bye.
Guy?
Yeah, I like the.
Oh, Drew.
Go ahead, Guy.
Drew.
What's up?
No, wrong one. Andy.
Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, I know. There's so many.
I like the Browns in this game. I don't got a lot to say about it, honestly. I think that they take the win home. I think any coach around the league, you ask them, they would want their bye right where the Browns are getting it. So I think the Browns go in riding the high and go into their bye week with a win, like Jeff said, with 2 big home games directly after it.
I think you got to look at this as, have the Raiders traded their best player at this point in the season yet? Because that's all they do every season. I see this as a game I wish was in Las Vegas, so we'd have a great reason to go to Las Vegas. But definitely a Browns win. Definitely a Browns win, and I'm sure the Raiders are on their way to another awful season.
Okay.
Yeah, you beat me. You beat me to it, Kai. I love going to Vegas, and it would be awesome. I can't wait for when we finally get a road game there. It'll be great to go. This is an absolute must-win game. If we lose this one, it could be the start of an unraveling that I hope we don't see. But plain and simple, I think that, if the offense gets out hot, I don't think the Raiders defense can stop our offense, and I don't think the Raiders offense can keep up. So I expect it to be a good, solid win. We're going to go into the bye week with our heads held high and to kick some ass in the second half of the season.
I got us winning just for no other reason than because I want us to. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm seeing Jeff, and we're going into the bye week. Jeff is the only Browns realist in this entire conversation. He's got us going into the bye week at 4-4. The rest of us are all like Browns apologists and optimists, and it's hysterical how that breaks out. And I fear that Jeff will be the one that's right.
Hey, well, just wait till you hear my second half predictions. This is the bumpiest, rockiest road we've seen since me and you watched the Cardiac Kids growing up.
Okay. Well, all right. So we are now at the bye week. We are now at the bye week.
Walter Payton.
I want you to give me a one-word answer, yes or no. Yes or no. You ready? We'll go in the same order that we've been going. Does the NFL play in front of fans this year? Joe?
No.
Okay.
No.
Fans.
Drew?
No way.
Jeff?
No.
Andy?
No.
Kai?
One word answer, yes.
Latch?
Yes,
At some point.
at some point, but one word.
I'm going to say no. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
It's sad.
It's very disturbing.
Never even would have thought that this could have been a thought.
Isn't that crazy?
It has
Crazy,
huge
man.
implications on the outcome of these games.
Huge.
Absolutely.
It's going to be huge for TV.
And we're playing the schedule game, assuming that there's going to be people in the stands.
Right.
I guess you're
and
right.
yeah, you know
That's
what?
weird.
Right.
You know what? Real quick on that, that's one of the things we were talking about last week about NASCAR being able to do this because it's cool because they don't need fans.
Nope.
Because NASCAR is not driven. The outcome of a NASCAR race is not driven by the fans. But these football games and baseball games and hockey games, they are driven by the fans. And that's why this will drastically change the outcome of these games.
100%. Because then it's all just about physical talent and coaching. There's no home field advantage at that point. Agreed.
I would take hockey out of that equation.
Ugh.
I mean, well, minus the traveling and the staying in hotels and all that kind of stuff, assuming that they even travel. I mean, how's it? But I digress.
So what
That's
you
the
guys are
next show.
saying,
That's the next
if it's all about coaching, that means that New England is going to be just as good as they always are.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Hold on.
Horrible turn of events.
Yes.
Horrible.
Makes a great next show.
You guys
Who's-
set yourselves up.
Let me move out of the way. Who's game 9? The Texans.
Game
At
9.
home.
Game 9 is
Texans?
the Texans
I'm
at
moving.
home.
All right, what you got?
Shootout. This is Baker's game, man. This is Baker's game. I think I've heard so much about the running game and the defense and how bad the other team is, blah, 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 all from you guys who are these diehard Cleveland fans. Here is the Baker Mayfield game. He is going to go into a shootout. Hey, how you doing?
Get out of here. One of the middle schoolers. Go. Go on.
He's gonna go get into a shootout with Deshaun Watson, and that's not normally the person that you want to get into a shootout with. But by week 10, Deshaun Watson is going to be down his running back, 2 of his wide receivers, and probably his coach, because we're still trying to figure out why he made that trade during the offseason. The Browns are gonna beat the Texans coming out of the bye week. You know, they're just gonna continue rolling. I had them winning the last 2 going in. I have them winning the first one coming out.
Is Arian Foster hurt at this point?
It'd be
Full
better
go.
off with him.
Full go. Full go.
They should call him now, actually, because David Johnson is already on the injury report. Pup list.
Do miss the guy.
I've had Arian Foster and David Johnson on my fantasy team for the last 12 years. One or the other. And Blue is a
You
backup.
haven't
And
won any
One of those
them.
years was good.
And Blue
You
is
haven't
a,
won any of them.
Blue is a backup. All right, who's next? Drew.
Yep. Texans. You know, you bring up a good point. Somebody besides Jeff has to be a Browns realist, and we're going to Browns a game up, or 2 or 3 or 4 this year. It's gonna happen. I have to pick it at some point, but it's just hard to imagine a Texans team without DeAndre Hopkins beating us. I'm just having a hard time seeing it. And David Johnson in the backfield, even though Carlos Hyde ran for 1,000 last year, I believe David Johnson is capable of, rushing for 1,000. And we have a weak run defense. So I think it'll be close. I think we'll get this win. But we are due, especially at this time in the year, for a Brownsian type of game with a Brownsian type of ending. I'm still giving us this W, though.
What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Hold on. That deserves something.
What?
By the way, you just teeter-tottered, and then you gave us a win anyway. What are you
That's
doing?
right. So I'm the
Browns
cop-out
fan.
champion of the world. I don't know if you knew that yet. But,
Dude.
basically, I just protected my ass.
You were attached
So
to
if
a
we
Brown's
do-
uterus.
If
You
we
got,
do-
you got an umbilical cord to
That's
a
you know
Brown's
what?
keg.
That's what a real Browns realist does. You talk all around in big circles and then say, oh, well, this and that. And then I would like to say they're 15-0, but, man, realistically, I got to say this. I got to say that. But let me preface this. I didn't get to – I joined this a little bit late. But I just got saying that my second-half predictions are going to be – this is where my realism of really looking at this schedule. It's going to be a rough, rocky road, up and down season. And the reason I say that is because last year I jumped onto the bandwagon. And I thought they were going to be great. And my girl was the only one that said, you know what, they're still the Browns, and they're going to Browns it up. And I think that this game right here, coming out 500, we got 2 games at home. Everyone's going to be riding high. They're going to be pretty confident about this. And I think the Browns are going to – this will be their first real Browns. They're going to do something, and like you mentioned earlier, it wasn't that funny, but Myles Garrett, you know what I mean? Someone's going to do something that's going to lose this game, and it's going to start a certain cycle that's going to have to change if they can get better. So I believe that they lose this game, and people start getting down on the team.
Hey, Jeff, are you in, like, witness protection or something?
Yes.
Because you're like you remind me to teach you cinematography where you have the light on your face. There it is.
Yeah. I'm outside and I'm moving around. And
Blair Witch Project.
Hey, have you guys
Sorta.
seen the Zoom call, the Zoom call video where it shows all the Zoom callers? He's the walker. He's the one that's out walking.
These guys already know that. They already know that.
All right. So you got that as a loss?
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. That was a long loss description.
What did the
Andy-
Bears do that week? Do they win or lose that week?
Who?
The Bears. You guys think they're going to win or lose that week?
Who are they playing?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Doesn't
who they're
matter.
Do we
Lost.
care?
Doesn't matter.
I
Lost.
Andy, what you got, man?
I got the Browns in a win here, man. Coming out the bye, they're going to be prepared for these Texans. And truthfully, I just don't know who Deshaun Watson's going to be throwing the ball to. We know Will Fuller cannot stay healthy. Even when DeAndre Hopkins was on the field, Will Fuller could not stay healthy. So I just don't know who he's going to be throwing the ball to. And again, you know, our front seven, I think, is going to be wreaking havoc all year. So I like the Browns in this one.
Brandon Cooks, give him some love.
Kai, what you got?
I got this as a squeaker for the Texans. I hate to say it. I think the Browns are coming off the bye. I got them at 6-2 going in, and I think they might be a little high on their horse coming out of the bye again. Texans, they were a good team last year. I don't see them getting too much worse, if at all. So Texans in the squeaker.
Latch.
I might be mistaken, but
I was giving you usual suspects. Go on.
might be mistaken, but aren't all of the Houston skill players? I mean, I think they have one foot in the grave and the other one on a banana peel. So I just don't know what Bill O'Brien is doing with that team. He's running it into the ground. And I think Baker wants to exact some revenge on that 2018 loss where he threw 3 picks, I think, in the first half. So I think we come off the bye week in a good position and we take care of business by at least a touchdown.
I got this as a pick 'em. Kind of agreeing with Kai. You know, we're coming in. I got us right now at 6-2 off the bye, and just for S's and G's, I'll give us the casual loss. This is at home, right? Isn't this at home? This is a home game.
It is.
Yes.
I'll give us the casual loss because we're feeling our oats, and we're like, hey, and it'll be that Brownsian letdown. So I got a loss on that one.
Yep.
All right. What do we got? Who's next? I can't move.
Next up, we got the Eagles, Week 11.
Eagles.
The Eagles didn't do anything during the offseason. I think they had like one of the worst drafts too. It's weird because honestly, my schedule's turning out a little bit different now that like I'm looking at it than what I had it. Because honestly, I have the Browns winning this one. And I think beforehand I kind of had it as a little bit of a toss-up, but looking over everything again, like nothing about the Eagles really excite me. I don't think there's anything. I think Kai might agree with me that the Eagles are kind of bums.
The worst.
Like,
they are the
one
worst.
thing I read they need Nick Foles back. Until they do that, then that's it for those guys. So I got another Cleveland win.
Yeah, the Eagles did go out and add Darius Slay, and they have Avonte Maddox on the other side. And McLeod at safety, real good. Their linebacker core is pretty good, but I think we'll struggle in this game. I do not think we'll get this victory. This is the time of year where the Browns are either Kevin Stefanski pulls us out of the norm, or we stay exactly what we have been as far as consistency. So depending on the Stefanski effect, of course, but I'm gonna give the Browns an L.
Hey, I agree fully with what you just said. I think you're just one game away. I think that the Browns are going to be a little bit down after losing the week before. They're going to think that this is a big game. They're going to try to get up for it. They're going to do what they need to do. And I think that Philly's going to win this game. And it's not about Philly being a better team, actually. I just think it's about the Browns. You'll be surprised with my outcome prediction of the season, but I think the Browns are going to get stomped that game, and they're going to have to take a step back. And then I think why I say a game off is because the following game is going to be the game where the Stefanski and the up-and-coming Browns and how they respond is going to take effect. So they lose 2 in a row at home.
Oof. That would hurt.
It would hurt, but it's not over.
All right, Andy.
So I got them coming off a win, and just for stats, I love random stats. So the Browns are 0-5 against the Eagles since 1999, and I think the streak unfortunately continues here. I do think we see Jalen Hurts in this game. I think that Carson Wentz is hurt, and I think we see Jalen Hurts running all over the field on us. But I think the Browns lose in a close one here.
Wait a second. What's going on here? Why did we let him? What did we let him? What's wrong with the two of you? You got New England over there. You got a Cubs here. What the hell's happening right now? We got a New York. What is all this? How did I? I
got the Browns winning. I hate the Eagles.
This is Lou Groza of the Cleveland Browns.
How did this happen?
Hi, Ohio for Cleveland.
Right now with a New York guy, a Cubs guy, and a Patriots guy. Talking about Browns. How did this happen? What's going on? All right, Kai, what you got, man?
I hate the Eagles. I hate them almost as much as the Cowgirls. I see the Browns winning this. I had them losing the previous game, and this is a big bounce back for them. I say they win a tight one, but definitely Browns.
Latch.
Hank, to kind of piggyback off what you said for Week 10, I think this is the casual loss. Every single team, every year, they have at least one, if not multiple games that they should have obviously won, and they just don't, just because of any given Sunday. And I think that that's what happens here this week, and we go to 6-4.
And I'll piggyback and just say what Kai said. But I'll flip it, right? Exactly what you said in reverse, because I am doing the casual loss last week, so I got to win. All right, who we got next? Let's see here.
Jacksonville in Jacksonville.
Ooh, interesting. Super Joe.
This is the random game that the Browns shouldn't lose. Just
which should have been played in. This was the game that was going to be played in England, right?
London.
Right.
And that's all been canceled.
Yeah.
So that kind of changes that dynamic a little bit.
Yeah.
Are they going to just end up in Jacksonville now? Is that how that works?
Yeah. So they're not playing in London.
So no neutral game. Just well, I guess it's technically a Jags game, but yeah. I mean, I have them coming out of the bye with 2 straight wins. Jacksonville, the game that they should win. For some reason, Gardner Minshew is going to throw the ball to – I don't even remember those guys' names anymore.
Shark Attack?
There you go, DJ Chark.
Minshew. Uncle Rico. Uncle Rico.
I think it'll be a pretty close game. For some reason, the way that I feel like all Browns and Jaguars games are, and the Jags are actually just going to come out with this one.
Yeah, I'll take the Browns. Yeah, no doubt.
Camera came on.
Are you sure?
Hey, now I look like.
Whoa! What just happened?
What is up?
Wait, hold on. Time out.
Direct.
Before we go any further.
Are you in a boom boom room?
Before we go any further, first of all, I love Drew's mic. Okay, but secondly, we have made it this far into this call interview without Drew swearing. I'd say that is that is applause worthy. Based on what I saw at the golf video, that is absolutely.
I didn't know anybody watched that.
That is absolutely. I shared it, and I went. I'm like, I just shared that. Oh my God.
Yeah. You know what? Sometimes I get a little bit excited when I get to show off my athleticism and play the best. The sport I'm best at, and I'm better than everybody else at. I get a little pumped up sometimes. So, if any kids were in the room when that video was playing,
they were, dude. Sorry. Come on, man! I sent it out to thousands of people across all of Akron. Come on, man.
Oh,
I shared it.
Yeah. Who are we talking about? Jacksonville. Okay. Yes, I don't believe in this team. They no longer have Jalen Ramsey. Calais Campbell's gone. Leonard Fournette's gone, but he was a bum anyway. Anybody who had him for fantasy, the pain. We've done it at some point or another. Drafted that guy. So I don't believe in Jacksonville. I do think we get that W. I don't care if we home or away. We're getting that one.
I agree with the outcome of that game for sure. But I believe, because I have the Browns losing their last 2 games, that this game against Jacksonville turns out to be the biggest and most pivotal game of the season for the Browns. This is the first game on the road. Their next game's on the road. They go home to Baltimore, and then they go on the road in the road. So 4 out of their next 5 games are on the road. And this is where I think everything changes. They go and they shine, and they have a great game and come out of Jacksonville at 5-6.
Wow. Jeff.
I'll piggyback off of that, Jeff. I think it's a huge game for the Browns, but let's all be honest here. Jacksonville looks like 10 pounds of crap in a 2-pound bag. They got players and owners fighting on Twitter. The Browns should go down there and mollywop the Jaguars.
That's what I just said they're going to do.
Yep.
He agreed with you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got the Browns going down there. If there are fans allowed in the stadiums by then, I think it's going to be a 50-50 crowd, because Jacksonville fans don't really show out. So either way, fans or not, I got the Browns winning that one.
say I agree with you, Kai. I was going to say I think more people in London like the Jaguars than they do in Jacksonville. And I think the only person who's probably pissed about this who's a Browns fan is Paul Brown. He's got to make a cross, continental or transcontinental flight to catch a game this year. I'll say this is a business trip. They go down there, take care of business. Baker Mayfield shows that Gardner Minshew is just a second-rate doppelganger. And I wish I could sit in the party deck drinking a Mai Tai in that pool to watch them take care of business. And I think they're going to smoke the Jags.
Win. Next. That's all I got. Win.
Yep. Titans.
Week 13. Loss. I'm going loss again. Honestly, I think Tennessee's just going to be just as tough as they were last year. That defense played phenomenal, especially in the postseason. Derrick Henry, if anything else, he gets better at the end of the season, and that's when he starts bruising some of those players who are a little bit more beat up. I think the Titans are going to go ahead and take this one again.
I have to agree. Unfortunately, I got beef with the Titans. I do not like these guys. I don't like anything about the Tennessee Titans. And I don't like the fact that Derrick Henry has proved me wrong. I was right for the first couple years, but they figured out how to use him. And I think he picked his spots to show out. And he did it against us a couple times. So this is going to be an interesting game still, because now that we have Austin Hooper and David Njoku, we're going to be running that 12 personnel, and that might open up some options for us downfield. And this, if we're good at running that personnel, that does not mean there's 12 men on the field. That just means that there's 2 tight ends in play at the same time. I think that it'll be effective, really effective against Tennessee. But that's if we can run it how we need to. And obviously we need to see it with our own eyes in order to believe it. But as of right now, I'm giving the Browns an L. Tennessee's too good. Defense too raw. Way too good.
Well, you know what? I see this team rallying around the road victory over the Jags. Doesn't matter who it is. And something's going to click, and they're going to play a great game. I mean, Derrick Henry's going to do what he does, but they're going to find a way to win their second consecutive road game and get to 500. So all the little frustration that was happening when they lost those 2 home games in a row is all of a sudden back, and they rejoin serious playoff hunt after they win in Tennessee.
Yeah, I think this is one of the games. There's a couple games on the schedule that I think the Browns got bookmarked. Last year, they were arguably the most hyped team in the NFL, most money on the Browns and to win the Super Bowl. And they got embarrassed at home. So I definitely think they remember that, and I'm hoping they do. And I think they come away with a victory here.
Is that what? Wait. You're hoping or you're saying?
I'm saying. They come away with
what
it's
are we doing here? I'm hoping that I wake up tomorrow and like all my weddings are good and I got $1 million in my bank account. Okay, but all right, Kai.
I'm going Titans. Unfortunately, they proved a lot to, I think, most of us last year. That playoff run was significant, if nothing else. I think it might be close.
The Derrick Henry run was amazing.
But I just think the Titans are too good.
Yeah, I was going to say, Walsh Jesuit grad Mike Vrabel, he popped the hype balloon of 2019 with his squad that ended up going to the AFC Championship game. They're one of the most formidable opponents that we're going to see all year. And unfortunately, I think Vrabel turns the knife again on us. And we just lose Derrick Henry runs over us. We're not going to click on offense. That defense is going to shut us down. And unfortunately, got to take the L on this.
I went to Hoban, and my first job was as a caddy at Portage Country Club. I was 14 years old.
Wow.
You guys remember your first job? You had to get like a work permit, right? So I get my work permit and I go to caddy at Portage Country Club, and then I caddied for a few years, and then I worked my way up and I worked in the bag room. And I worked with this kid named Mike Vrabel. And
So you know Denny?
Yeah, I know Denny. Denny was the cart guy. So his uncle was the cart guy. All right.
Yep.
Is he's still alive, right, Denny?
Yeah, I worked there too, and I believe that he is.
Okay. I know he was having all kinds of health issues. So Denny was the cart guy, and he ran all the carts back and ran all the maintenance. So me and Mike were in the bag room together, right? So Monday was like caddy day, like the course was closed and you could play golf as caddies. Tuesday was women's day, ladies' day. And on Tuesdays, they would send out 4 women would go out in carts, or they would take one caddy with the 4 carts, okay? But most women did not take a caddy. So Mike Vrabel would make a killing on Tuesdays because the ladies would pull in and he would go down and bring up all 4 bags. He would take 2 bags on one shoulder, 2 bags on the other, and go and take the clubs up, and the women would tip him. He would get he destroyed Tuesdays, okay? I watched him do that, and I was like, half his size at that time. And then I watched his Ohio State career, and I watched his Patriots career, and I watched his Steelers career. And the guy has maintained that same rugged mentality all the way through, and he has now imparted it onto the Titans. All this to say, that team is going to be a badass team for a long time to come. They scare the crap out of me because if they get their stuff together, they're going to be unbeatable for like a decade because of his mentality. So I got us taking a loss on this one. And I if you follow 3-3 to go at all, I pubbed Vrabel like his whole way through the playoffs. And so I got us taking a loss. And we are now on to quarter number 4. And let's go rapid fire on this because we've got to get the kids to bed.
Yep.
So let's shorten
Ravens.
our descriptions, and here we go.
All right, Ravens. Ravens game. It's Ravens. Browns first game, Ravens second game. That one's split for me.
Same. No, sorry, not the same. I think we're taking a fat L on that one as well as the first game of the season. I don't think we'll be ready. Like I said, it comes down to running that 12. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to say it for the first round, but I think the Ravens are going to sweep the division this year, so Browns lose.
I got the Browns winning this game. Back at home, coming off a big win against the Titans. I got the W for the Brownies.
I think this game's going to be super close. The best Browns game I ever saw was 2 years ago when the Browns and Ravens went into overtime. That's the most rockinest I've ever seen that stadium. I think it's going to be the same. I think it's going to be close. But unfortunately, I really like the Ravens this year, unbiased as I can be. So it's going to be a close one, but it's going to be an L.
I think Browns turned a page on this. I hope it's cold. I hope there's a strong wind coming off the lake so Lamar Jackson can't throw can't throw. Then we shut him down on the run, and hopefully we just take care of business in a close scoring game.
I got the same. By this point, the running back quarterback will be injured. He'll be dinged up. It's late in the season. I got us splitting with the Ravens. I got us taking a win on that one. All right, on to the Giants.
Next up, Giants. Loss. Those guys suck. Those guys are terrible. Just like the rest of that division.
What? You got us losing to the Giants?
No. Oh, I'm sorry.
You said loss?
I just saw Kai and wanted to say loss so bad. I've been waiting to do it the whole entire time. That's a win for the Browns. Easy.
We're talking about the Browns, man.
Yeah, I know. They're going to easily beat the Giants.
Yeah, that's a W. all day.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Coming off the Baltimore game, they're going to be 6-7, and this is going to be like the game that makes this season memorable. It's going to be their third consecutive road win, and they beat the Giants.
I got a loss here, fellas. True trap game. I think Odell does something to get kicked out of the game. Loss.
My man, Andy Myers. You know what? If I win tickets, I'm taking you. I'm taking you.
Mute
That was
him.
my goal, baby.
Because you know what? I hate to say it, man. I think Odell's gonna do something just dumb. I think it really is. I'm a homer. I'm a Giants fan for life. So
That's not what your mom said,
I'm
dude.
going with the Giants,
Your mom
man.
said you were a Jets fan. Your mom said you were a Jets fan when you were little.
That's what your brother told me. And he said
You
the
know my
Mets.
brother Ken? I go for anybody you want me to, man.
Wow.
But I'm
All
going
right.
for the Giants in this game.
Joe,
Taking the W. OBJ does something, and it's 8 receptions for $150 and 2 touchdowns.
That's something.
don't forget the finger point catch in the end zone.
Oh, yeah.
Same
He'll
way you
boot the
started
ball
for you
out of the
guys.
stadium, though.
I got to win. Saquon's hurt by this point.
All right. At the Jets.
Ooh,
J-
you don't think
J-
they'll
E-
appeal 2 years ago?
Jets.
Don't jinx
Kai,
me, man.
Kai, I'm sorry, but you got to take 2 losses in a row, man. It's another Browns win, dude.
That's so funny.
Damn.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that's a W. Dub. 2 wins at MetLife.
Yeah, this is the game that kind of like puts this Browns team on the map. Man, not too many Browns teams won 4 games in a row on the road. I think they sweep New York and take out Kai's favorite team as a kid. And then once they won the Super Bowl, his favorite team, the Giants, back-to-back.
I get the Browns coming out with the W here, splitting at MetLife. I think Odell Beckham is suspended for this game from what he did in the Giants game. So Jarvis Landry has a huge game.
Oh, man.
W.
Hey, I wrote this stuff down, man.
He's got notes.
No, it's just wins and losses. But hey, I hate the Jets. I don't care. The Browns are beating the Jets. That's it.
Right. This game might as this game might as well be played on Halloween because Sam Darnold is going to see so many ghosts. Browns win
Yes.
big. That's it.
Many a ghost in that backfield there.
I got us winning, not even coming home. They may as well just stay 2 weeks. Just stay out there. Enjoy New York. Hopefully it's corona-free by that point.
Yeah.
Good luck.
They might not play any games in New York.
Yeah, I think, well, like Kai was saying earlier, luckily they play those games in Jersey, but still.
All right. Final
let's do
game
Steelers.
against the
12
Steelers.
miles away.
Steelers, final game.
Browns win.
Browns win.
That's it. Yeah, I had to split earlier. We came back down to this.
This is going to be a must win. And it's funny because I think Ben Roethlisberger will definitely be out, hurt, too fat, whatever the case may be. He won't play in that last game. Jameis Winston
Oh,
is
my.
going to be in
Oh,
by
boy.
then.
Oh, boy.
And, yeah, we get many picks, and we win this game, and we get into the playoffs.
Well, hey, man, I think this is the way that I see this up and down Browns on the uprise season ending. You know, they won 4 games on the road. To me, they're sitting at 8-7, and to make it even better, it comes down to, I believe, winning in scenario against Pittsburgh. So I believe that how bittersweet and how amazing it'll be to beat Pittsburgh at home, finish 9-7, and get a wild card spot.
Yeah, I also got the Browns wrapping up a wild card spot here with the win, splitting with both the Ravens and the Steelers, sweeping the Bengals, and wrapping up a home win here, man. There's gonna be a lot of pent up emotion in that stadium that night. Win.
I got Browns beating the Steelers in a snowy game. I don't know if y'all can read this. 10-6. They get the 5 spot. And playoffs away. Let's go Browns.
So Big Ben may not remember all of the wins he's had against the Cleveland Browns, but he's going to remember the last game of his professional career was a loss to the Browns. Browns go 11-5. Get into the playoffs behind the Baltimore Ravens in a wild card spot.
I agree with that very last point, and I've got us finishing 11-5, but losing this game, and here's why. I think that this is one of those where everything's on the line, right? So we win this game, we win the division. We lose, we finish second to the Ravens because the Ravens will have won the division based on going like 5-1, and we'll have split and gone 4-2. I think we're going to win. I think we'll go 2-0 against the Bengals. I think we're going to split with the Steelers and split with the Ravens, just like we did last year. And this will be that game. And I think out of something stupid will happen and we'll lose. So instead of getting home field advantage and being the division winner, I think we'll end up with the wild card. But we'll still get in, which is fine. I'm good with that. 10-6, 11-5. That's where I got us, right in that area, right?
Yep.
So closing thoughts around the horn. Here we go. Last final statement. What you got, Joe?
I looking at record, I have the Browns 10-5-1, man. I mean, I think that tie is a big deal for them this year. That's going to be the difference maker of them winning that division. I think the Ravens are going to drop a couple, man. I don't believe in teams being as dominant as what they were like the year before necessarily. And Jackson's on the Madden cover, so Browns are winning the division 10-5-1.
He just brought up the Madden cover.
Hey, for our sakes, let's hope that Madden curse just stays true to form. But I do think the Ravens are going to be a big problem for the NFL this year, and we'll finish second in the division. We'll get into the playoffs. I've been saying this for a while now, and it has to happen at some point. It just has to. So, I mean, it cannot keep going the way that it's been going. It's physically impossible.
It's like lightning striking the earth randomly.
I think we'll make a playoff push even. This backfield of ours, I believe in it. I believe in Jack Conklin, Jedrick Wills. Our offensive line's going to help carry us and make a nice little playoff run. And I think we'll be ready by the time it comes around. So if we win the Super Bowl, drinks on me. I'm going to get $125 off of $1. I already put my bet in, baby. Let's get it.
Better bet, too.
That's not going to be able to cover our drinks if they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we're going to go with the Giant Eagle limit. You know what I'm saying? 2. You get 2.
Wow. Wow. As far as this season goes, you guys all have addressed. I'm a Bears fan, but I've grown up in this area, and I'm a Browns fan as well. And it really disappointed me last year because I kind of did jump on the bandwagon, and I thought they were going to be much better than they were going to be or than they turned out to be, and they let me down. I still think they're an up-and-coming team. They're not an 11-win team. But I do think there's enough spark and enough talent and hopefully enough coaching to get them into the playoffs. And if they do win their last 4 games on the road and make a wild card appearance, then that actually bodes well for them to play on the road in the playoffs. So I'm optimistic that the Browns are going to make the playoffs. I don't think they're a championship contender.
Jeff, I wanted to say thoughts and prayers for them disappointing you last year. They've only been disappointing me for about 30 years. So, we've been dealing with that. I'll say this. I think this year is all about Baker Mayfield. He has no excuses. We'll find out, I think, through about week 6 whether or not we have our franchise quarterback. The whole season hinges on him.
Good.
I'm saying Browns will go 10-6, maybe 9-7. I think they'll sneak into the playoffs. They'll have to go to Tennessee. They'll have to go to New England. They'll have to go somewhere tough. I think it's a step forward to make the playoffs, and I think they got a toe in the water. So they'll make it there, but they're not getting past the first round. I'm going Ravens-Giants Super Bowl. Giants win by 40.
Wow. So I'll say this. I think Cleveland Browns fans will walk away from this season feeling better than any season that we've had in the past 20 years, including the 10-6 season of dreams and Baker's breaking Peyton Manning's record and all the hype and all that stuff. I think we're going to have a genuine feeling of happiness with the way our team is playing at the end of the year. I'm saying 11-5. They, second place in the division. They win a wild card game and lose in the divisional playoffs.
I was sitting in row 5 with BJ Sisson, a fraternity brother of mine, during the last win that the Browns had in the playoffs. It was against Seattle. I think it was 93 or 94. And he was a season ticket holder. And when they won that game, it was like the antithesis ending past the Bernie years. And it was like we just went through all those Bernie years, and now this was the next group. I think it was Vinny. I think Testaverde was quarterbacking, and we won that ball game, right? That's the last time the Browns won a playoff game. And here we are now. My kids, my oldest is 18 years old. My kids have never seen a Browns playoff team. And I think this is finally the year that we do that. It really is. And at this point, I think had we had a little better coaching last year, I think we would have been a playoff team last year. We weren't, and it is what it is. But I think the guys all have that chip right now, and let's just pray that the season even happens. And if it does, I think we're a playoff team this year. All right? So, guys, thank you so much for joining me. What I'm going to do right now is as soon as we're done, it's recording right now. When I'm done, I'll hit the button. It'll download it. I'll pop it up on YouTube tomorrow, and then I'm going to share it to your network. I'll share it to us. And thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. And you guys are great. I look forward to working with you in the future. And I've got a ton of contacts as far as, where just so you know, for all you guys, you're officially invited. If this thing ever gets back to semi-normal, I'm the MC and the host of the PLX Browns Backers, which are the Portage Lakes Browns Backers at the Basement. It's right on Manchester Road there. So you saw that. I don't know if you saw that we did a Zoom draft show with Nikki and all those guys. So there's a great group of folks to hang out with. So if when they're on the road, make sure you stop out at the Basement at the Lakes. It's right down on Manchester Road there, right? And we'll be doing all kinds. She bought a money booth to give away money, like you stick your hands in or you get in, and all kinds of fun stuff. So I'll be hosting and emceeing that throughout the entire season. If
you guys see Drew's face,
yeah, he's like, yeah, it's like money booth. What? All right, so thank you guys so much for sharing your thoughts. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Go Browns. Let me. He's putting his mask on. He's putting his Darth Vader mask on. I love that. All right, I'm gonna play my outro.
Man.
Hey,
very fitting.
I don't know where I'm going, but there ain't no sense in being late. Guys, join me and say goodnight, Shirley.
Good night, Shirley.
This podcast is a copyright of Moon Garden Media Limited.
Oh, just a lot of peanut butter. The